Let's go ahead and talk about something really important, which are how are you going to go ahead and get your next job if you have just been impacted by the Doge or the Department of Education layoffs. In this video today, I'm going to go ahead and cover what are the positions that you or your former colleagues, if you've unfortunately gotten impacted, what are the roles that they are calling us about, what some of these roles are, what do they do, how much do they pay, how difficult is it to go ahead and make a transition. And at the very end of the video, after I've given you all of this information, I'm also going to go ahead and cover another big problem for you guys, which is, well, where are your colleagues going to? What are they going and what are they doing? The vast majority of them is going towards one role, and I'll go ahead and give some speculation, but there's still people that are moving into other positions as well. So let's go ahead and cover it right now, straight off the bat. If you don't know me and you're completely new to this channel, I'm one of the co-founders here, and we help people make a transition into tech, and it's for one of three roles: product management, tech sales, or cybersecurity analyst. And it's either software product management, tech sales, or cybersecurity analyst. These three roles, coincidentally, are the three roles that your colleagues, former colleagues, have been calling us about. Our phone's been blowing up off the hook. We've been doing this for 8 years, and I've never gotten, I think I probably within about a 2 week span, we've gotten more calls during those 2.5 weeks than we have in all 8 years of our business operation, from people that used to work for the government. Obvious, for very, very obvious reasons, right? And I want to go ahead and assure y'all, we're going to be here to take care of you. But let's go ahead and start off by talking, why are people thinking about even making a transition into tech in the first place? For starters, they're not finding a lot of roles. You're not finding a lot of roles that match what it is that you used to do, because for a lot of the people that we've talked to, I think you're in the same situation as well, what you did was so specialized that finding another role that's either identical or even have about 60 to 80% overlap has been very, very difficult to go ahead and find, for starters. Number two, they released all of you at the same time. So it is an exodus, right? So even for roles where you think it's going to be pretty easy for you to, get a new job, you are now competing against former coworkers. We're not just talking about the DC area, we're talking about nationwide, from East Coast to West Coast and beyond, even in Alaska and Hawaii. You guys are competing against all of your former coworkers. So a lot of companies right now, they feel like they can get y'all at a discount, which is sad, but there are people that are financially exploiting y'all. So they're like, well, I mean, we could hire you, but at the same time, we also got 22 other applications from your former colleagues, or even if they're working in a different location, or working for a different parallel department, or working in a parallel like agency. So there's not really like a lot of urgency to even pull the trigger. And even when they do pull the trigger on an offer, it's sad, but they're giving you guys discounted rates in terms of salary. So that really gets people to start thinking, are there roles that I can make a transition to? Yeah, and I think something that I'm really going to emphasize here is we do have financing options to help people make this transition, so you don't feel like you have to pay this entire tuition up front. Each and every one of these programs have a different price tag on it. But with that said, let's go ahead and talk about what some of these roles are. The three most common roles across the industry right now, and I'm just talking about myself, but other competitors that are in my space, we're getting a lot of calls from government workers, either software product management, tech sales, and cybersecurity. Why? Because these are the roles that are hiring in abundance right now. There's currently about 50 to 70,000 software product management openings. There's about more than 100 to 150,000 tech sales openings, and that includes parallel roles. Like sometimes you can loop in like customer success or account executives and their account management. And then, but the one that takes the winner, cybersecurity. Cybersecurity, there are more than 750,000 openings right now. So in terms of openings wise, they're there. Another big reason that is attracting government workers to go ahead and think about making a transition into tech is a lot of you also have been bored about what it is that you're doing, or you're not seeing a lot of openings, whatever it is. There's an overall vibe right now from a lot of people that we're talking to where it's just like, one chapter kind of ends and then another chapter opens. Maybe it's time for me to go ahead and do or try something new. So why not go after a field where they're hiring for it aggressively? And the most important thing for a lot of people is they can go ahead and continue working from home. These three roles are remote roles in technology. So software product management, I'm just going to give you a very quick, 2-3 liner about the breakdown. Software product management is really like a marketing operations role meets business operations roles for tech. You're the one doing research as to what kind of tech products, software solutions that companies should be building, and you're making a business case as to why building this product or feature makes business sense. Then there's tech sales. Essentially speaking, we need people to go out there and still make calls and still go ahead and make dials and cold emails and cold messages to drum up new business. So this is a business development role for software companies selling software as a solution. The third position is actually cybersecurity analyst, where you're basically going to help defend us either in the public or private sector from cybersecurity attacks, threats, any types of viruses, and making sure that there's no more identity theft, data leaks, or any of those kind of things, right? And across all these three roles, hilariously enough, if you're talking about which role has been probably the role that people have been going after the most has been actually been cybersecurity. I would say the breakdown is going to be about close to 70% cybersecurity. And then we've got out of the 30%, we've gotten a pretty clear breakdown of that's left is product management and tech sales. Now, there's pros and cons to every single role. Product management is probably going to be one of, I would say, the higher paying level jobs coming in out of the gate. Bases range anywhere between 120,000 to 150,000. People that are coming out of our product management program, anywhere between 200 and 250,000, because our training for product managers is absolutely phenomenal. But at the same time, we take a very strong volume approach to job hunting and interviewing, which generates multiple offers. You get multiple offers, you get big offers. We don't, hound on you guys to do as many applications as possible because we want to torture people, but overall, we want to go ahead and make sure you have as many offer opportunities as possible, because we're still in a very volatile market here. Every tweet the president makes can have major ramifications in the marketplace, and all of a sudden your role again could be impacted, or your role again could be influenced to go in one direction or another. So I would say out of all three roles, starting off the gate, product management has the strongest base. Tech sales, on the other hand, your base could be anywhere between 50 to 70,000, but in any sales role, you're motivated by commission and you're incentivized by commission. So you can make, if you take a look at it in the long run, you definitely make six figures within your first year. But you can go ahead and go north of to like $750,000 and above if you're doing like cloud sales or cybersecurity sales, where you're selling a much more expensive software solution. So we heavily advise you guys to go out there to schedule a call with us so we can have a full breakdown of what the transition and the timeline looks like and the salary breakdown for each and every one of these roles. Cybersecurity, we have currently, at the time of the recording of this video, we're currently running a promotion where we're having 4 cybersecurity certifications. Cybersecurity is actually probably one of the most clear cut, where you have 4 different cybersecurity certifications. Your first one coming is CompTIA A+, then Network Plus, then Security Plus, and then the fourth one, definitely not the fourth certification is Certified Ethical Hacker. If you clear all 4, you basically are well into the 6-figure range. But starting off, you're probably making about anywhere between, let's say, $50,000 to $80,000. But the more certifications you go ahead and rack up, the more money you go ahead and make, and we're going to be with you for the entire ride, all the way through from the beginning to the very end. So why have people chosen across the board? Why have people chosen a lot of cybersecurity as their kind of premier path? Well, we still have other people choosing other roles, so it comes down to what is it that you want for you. Because with cybersecurity, we do have a good number of government or former government workers who have a security clearance, and sometimes that can act as an advantage for you. Overall, all roles are remote. In the long run, you can make as much as $400,000 to $500,000 if you're talking about 18 months to a year out to 2 years out. If you get enough of the certifications, you can go ahead and actually make more money in cybersecurity. There are opportunities for you to go ahead and work and live abroad, because cybersecurity attacks do not stop after 6 p.m. If anything, that's actually when it begins, because most of the hackers are overseas. There are there are hackers that are within the country as well, but it's kind of a 24/7 gig. Not like you have to work the graveyard shift your first year, but there's opportunities for you to go abroad. We had somebody, one of my friends actually got a $400,000 cybersecurity role out there in Dubai. And he's very, very happy over there, it seems like. But, you have all of these different options right here. With that said, let's see other questions that we usually get. The transition timeline can take anywhere, I'd say, for any one of these roles. Our turnaround time is anywhere between, I'll say, 40 days upwards to 90 days. But across all of our programs, we'll work with you for as long as it takes for you to land the job that you want. Unlike other programs that don't even get you to the job placement, we will not only get you to the job placement in whatever timeline that is required for you, but beyond that initial level of support. If you don't like that job, we can go out there, knock it out, and keep working with you until you're happy with the offer that you feel like you deserve. With that said, the best thing for you to go ahead and do is just schedule a call and to see what's the best career path, obviously, in the span of a video that's less than 15 minutes. I can go out there and talk 5 hours about each and every one of those roles. Doing anything right now is better than your current situation. Because job hunting in this market alone is definitely not the way to go. With that said, schedule a call. The link is in the description. My team and I are very excited to be talking to you. Again, I'm very sorry for what it is that you just gone through, but the end of one chapter in your life just means that it's the beginning of another chapter, and this could be a very, very beautiful thing, a start of a very beautiful thing. Let's go ahead and do it. Schedule the call. I'm looking to speaking with you very, very, very soon.